Welcome back, Screamers, to another episode of Scream Kings. I am TaMon Kane, and you can always find me here on Scream Kings and on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram at TaMon Kane. And I'm here with my lovely king, Michael. How you doing?
Doing good on this Sunday afternoon, ready to talk some horror. Nice to meet AJ, finally meeting. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can find me on X, not Twitter, and Instagram at ThackReBinks86 and People Under the Scares podcast with Bobby, who is currently not here. And that's it.
And we have a very special guest tonight. We have AJ, one half of In Love with Color, one of their podcasts. You can find them on TikTok and I believe also on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we met on TikTok. I saw their page and I had to reach out because I had to have you and Christy on the show. I'm sad she's not here tonight, but duty calls, right?
That's right. Hey, when the kids is acting up, man, somebody gotta hold it down. So she had to take care of business.
Absolutely. And I'm glad she's doing that because we don't want to put you two on our list for the subject for tonight, because tonight we're discussing horrible parents in horror. The worst parents in horror, and so we don't want you guys to be on that list. So I'm glad.
Never.
Tell us about your channel and how you and Christy came together and to do this.
Yeah, so our channel is called In Love with Horror. So we do like YouTube videos, TikToks, as well as put a lot of our content on podcast form as well over on Spotify and Apple. It's pretty much at In Love with Horror across all the different social media platforms. So my wife and I, Christy, we started doing this back in, I want to say, like May or June of this year. We just always wanted to do something together, like either a business or come together on some sort of idea that we can that we're passionate about and can build something with. And we decided, because I was always the big horror lover, and then like over the years of us dating and being married, like I kind of sucked her into it. And so like she developed a passion for it. So we were like, hey, let's just make stuff about horror, like horror movies. And we saw there wasn't a huge presence of Black people in like the horror content space. So we're like, hey, like we could probably do a podcast, do YouTube videos. And so we've just been having fun with it, man. Go follow us on all different platforms, because we talk about movies, we talk about like different stuff that comes out in the news, and yeah, we just have a good time.
And you're right. That's one of the reasons we started this channel, is because there wasn't a lot of representation in the space of horror and doing reviews and just going over just different and unique content in the horror space. Yeah, I'm super excited to dive into this because you're going to have a really cool perspective about parents being one.
Yeah.
As normal for us, we have a drinking game, and tonight when you hear the word parent, make sure that you pick up your cup, whatever it may be, and take a sip. Come on, Michael. It's okay. All righty. So we can just go ahead and kick this off. As you see, we're down two of our kings for tonight. Mark is not feeling well, and Bobby had some other obligations. So we're sending them some love all the way from here.
We had some Game of Thrones shit going on. So two of them are down.
Okay.
And it's only two left.
What's happening? All right, so I'm going to kick it off with just asking this question. What is one of your favorite memories of your parents? AJ, I'll throw it to you first.
You throw it to me first? Oh man, yeah, that's tough. I got a lot of good memories, but I'm gonna go like the kind of unique experience route. It mainly involves my dad, but I grew up a military kid and we kind of moved all over the place, so naturally I got a chance to see a lot. But one of the very unique memories I have, and it's especially funny, me being Black, and we never did anything like outdoorsy, usually. But for some strange reason, my pops was like, "Oh, like, what if we did scuba diving?" And we don't. Hey, it was funny about that. We don't ever go to the pool. We don't go to the beach. And for some reason, he's like, "Hey, they got this scuba diving program, and it's free. We should sign up." And so next thing you know, we signed up for it, man. And it was my pops, my younger brother, and we all kind of struggling a little bit with the swimming, but we ended up getting it down, and we got our little like our badge, whatever, says like we're certified. And then we actually went out. This is while we were living in Japan at the time, and we actually went out and scuba dived at a reef off the coast of Okinawa. So as a really like incredible memory that really, you know, kind of expanded like the scope of the things that, you know, like me being a black kid could be into, because typically we didn't never do no outdoorsy stuff like that. So it's just kind of a unique memory.
Okay. What about you, Michael?
That is, you know, it's terrible. I'm having trouble remembering a lot of memories as a kid, but and it's not specific to my parents, but when they would take me and my brother to meet go hang out with family members, and everybody would be together, cracking jokes, sometimes fighting. Aside from that, but those are memories that I take. Everybody's being loud, just everybody being themselves, and I do miss those moments and shit like that. Small moments with my family. I can't. Even when I think about school before a certain point, I can't really remember a lot of things. So I might need to go talk to somebody, because that's a little weird.
Did you block out some stuff, Michael? Is it blocked out?
I'm only in my 30s. I should remember this.
You should. Well, maybe something happened and they blocked it out. You know, like that's the plot for one of the horror movies.
The memory's being suppressed, right? You gotta go and lock it at the hypnotist or something.
You witnessed the murders, didn't you? You saw. For me, I have like two. I'm really huge into like Marvel, and so I collected action figures, comic books, cards growing up, and so my favorite character is Jean Grey, and so I opened up all my presents. That was the year that Batman Return came out, so I had all of the figurines, the Bat car, all of that, and I was done opening presents, and my mom and dad came down and handed me one last present, and it was the Phoenix action figure, and I cried and cried and cried and cried. I still cry at very meaningful gifts. So like I just boohooed, and that was one of my favorite moments with my parents. And then growing up, every Friday night, me and my mom used to go to Blockbuster. Rent movies. They used to have a little tub with like popcorn in it. You like buy movies, you get the tub for free. That was our thing, and there would always be some type of horror movie involved. By the second movie, she would be asleep, so it would just be me up there snacking, watching movies. So that's one of my favorite memories with my mom.
Yeah, I miss going into like rental stores like that. So we had a Hollywood Video, where I lived, and I used to go in there, look at all the movies, horror movies, and they also had like the game section off the side too. Like I used to love going to the video rental stores, man.
Yeah, I'm a little upset because I tried to, as soon as I turned 16, I tried to apply at Blockbuster, and they wouldn't hire me, and I was like the most perfect candidate for that. Maybe they were tired of harassing them every day I came in there, but whatever.
Hey, look, you like, that's why y'all closed down.
Exactly.
Y'all didn't hire me.
It's funny you mentioned video games. That's how I got introduced to Resident Evil, renting that, and Silent Hill, and all those kind of games. It's from renting them at the video store.
Dang, Resident Evil really been around for a minute, y'all.
I remember playing that on like Nintendo 64 and PS1.
Yeah, I remember PS1. That double disc, Resident Evil 2 with okay, so those are some good moments. Do you have any scary moments with your parents?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go. I'm not gonna go too scary, but so there was a time, you know, when you get to freshman year in high school, it's a little different. So you feeling yourself a little bit. You may not follow all the rules. So my mother went to parent teacher conference, just happened to come this one time, and then told my father, and I had failed some classes. And so when I got home, it was like Mortal Kombat. That was, you know, you get disciplined every once in a while, but that was the one time I was like, oh, I might die with my father. That was one scary moment. And we went camping one year, but not like real camping where you go in the middle of the woods by yourself. Everybody rented out like a space somewhere on these campgrounds, and there was always, when you would go to the bathroom, and like I would go to the shower at night, there's like which was probably pipes, but it sounded like a crying woman when the water would be turned on. So you there naked showering in the middle of nowhere at night, and you just hear this crying noise. And so for me, that was a lot.
La Llorona.
Exactly.
See, I'm glad I didn't know that story back then.
Mine is sort of similar to that. I had I was almost expelled twice in school. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, right? It's not a bad thing. So this was close to the time when Columbine happened, and so I got put out of class because I was talking too much, which is probably on brand for me. I just got on the teacher's nerves, so they sent me to the back of the class with all the other misfits, and so I'm the only one who had like the password to the computer because I was like I was on the with the teachers. So we got into the computers, and one of the guys sent a bomb threat to all the other schools because all the schools were linked to the same computer system. And I was almost expelled. And next thing you know, my mom came to the school, and it was over. I was back in school the next week, and I don't know what all happened, but I know she business. And from that day forth, all my friends call my mother DW. That's her initials. That's what they referenced to her as because she came in there and did something. And then in high school, it was my senior year. And you know how you're just interested about who's going to be in the top 25 or top 10 or whatever it's going to be. And we were waiting for our last papers to get done. And our teacher came up and she wouldn't tell us our grades because she wasn't done. So I asked her over and over and over. And she said, if you ask me again, I can't remember what she said. It felt like a threat. And I told her, if I get a surprise, it's going to be a surprise. And I walked out of class. And next thing you know, I was in the vice principal's office giving a statement about what happened. And then my mom came up there and I was terrified because I thought I was going to jail. I thought I just threatened this teacher, but I didn't really try to threaten the teacher. I just, gave her an advisement. But my mom came to this school and
boy, that is a threat.
That was not a threat. That was an advisement. That was a complete advisement. We went to the principal and told him me. And I was giving a statement like I was in a police station. My mom came up there. You know those scenes on movies where the parents are sitting next to the kids in the office and they just looking at them? I went that whole moment. But she wrote for me. Her mom was always on my side until we get home. She was
exactly.
When you get home, it's over.
Oh my God! I told you about your father. Okay.
Embarrassing me like this.
Yeah. So for me, so my dad was always like the disciplinary one, right? So he was the person that we were always scared of growing up. He kept us in line. Like my mom, like even if we went to the store together, me and my younger brothers, my mom, we start acting up. I'm gonna tell your dad when we get home. We straighten right on up, right?
Yeah.
So, I was a 90s kid in the early 2000s too. We were really, when I was a kid, we were really, really big into like WWE, SmackDown, Raw, all that stuff. And so, my younger brother used to wrestle a lot. And, my pops was always like, hey, don't be doing that stuff because, you can get hurt, yada, yada, yada. So one day, my parents went somewhere. And so it's just me and my younger brother, and we were wrestling in the house. And I don't remember what move or what we were doing, but somehow I sprung or fractured his finger, right? And so I was like, oh man, I'm done. My parents get home, they see his fingers jacked up. So I gotta tell him what happened. So they took him to, the doctors. He got like a cast put on his finger. But then my parents came back. Man, I got the worst beating I ever got in my entire life. And that was probably that was the scariest I think I ever seen my father, man. It was terrifying.
AJ, who did you say came home?
What's that?
You said who came to the house?
Oh, my parents.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that Michael. I think it's time to.
I ain't getting drunk, so let me.
We don't do that here. Yeah.
So how crazy I looked in that other episode.
You did not look crazy. You said you looked free and happy and excited.
So he's feeling good.
That was awesome. Okay, so this is a good one. Which horror franchise would you and your parents or kids, for you, AJ, be in?
Because I was talking to my wife about this one, and we kind of decided on the Addams Family just because, just how quirky and weird, between me, her, our kids, our kids all have such unique personalities, and so we kind of felt like the Addams Family would be fitting just because of how quirky and weird we could be. So that's kind of where we picked, or we kind of settled on.
Damn, that's a really good one. I picked Poltergeist. I thought those parents was more, they really let those kids just do their own thing. And when things got bad, that's when they sort of clocked in and checked in. But those parents had their own lives going on. And that's how I felt it was with me. Like I was the youngest of 7. And my next sibling up was 7 years older than me. So by the time I was a person, they were gone. So it was pretty much just me. So I was like Carol Ann, minding my business, playing in front of the TV while everybody else was like, what they were doing. So I picked Poltergeist.
Oh God, I feel like I went dark with my. Okay.
Oh man, how dark you go? That's like call back to earlier when you say you
I
suppressed
chose The Strangers.
God.
Maybe I misinterpreted the question.
No, you did great. Go ahead.
Because in my mind, I was like, okay, what I was thinking, I guess, what could we survive? Maybe that's what I was thinking. So I was thinking, okay, my father's a vet. My mother doesn't play games. I know she get down when necessary. And I'm equipped with certain things I have to have if necessary. So I figure if somebody breaks up in here, we might be able to take 1 or 2 of them out. We might be all right. Because I didn't think The Strangers was that. It's dangerous, but I'm like, it's possible to survive this situation.
It's more realistic. It's more.
Yeah, you know, I'm not doing ghosts and poltergeist. That's not happening. So
I don't know any. Never mind. But yes, home invasions are terrible, are terrifying.
Yeah.
So I'll take Poltergeist over that any day.
That's a home invasion too.
Yeah, that is very true.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You can't shoot them, or they can't get arrested.
Nope. AJ,
how you feeling so far?
I'm good, man. I'm having a good time. Like I like the conversation, man. This is good conversations. And can we just like go off track sometimes or just bring it around and stuff?
For sure.
Y'all just reminded me, man. I got to bring this up because people be forgetting about this film. But one of the a home invasion film I really like that when I watched when I was younger that really affected me was y'all remember that film Panic Room
with Jodie Foster?
Yeah. That movie was crazy, man.
Oh yeah, it was good. And it wasn't like horror, but it really could be in that same category if they wanted.
Right.
Well, I would be terrified. Like, what are you doing in that situation?
Exactly.
First of all, the fact that they had a room is crazy. But
everyone doesn't have a panic room.
True.
My panic room's the bathroom.
As long as I can get to my nightstand, it'll be fine. That's all that matters.
So you don't even need a panic room.
Exactly.
Right.
AJ, I think it's time we heat things up. I think it's time for you to take a trip to the Hell Seat.
All right.
With Michael.
All right. Welcome, AJ, to Hell Seat.
What's going
Level
on?
1, pretty easy. Let's see. Let me see which one I want to go with. I'll start.
Look, now you say easy first. Now, come on.
I did. All right. So, what age do you think kids should be introduced to horror?
Oh, shoot. I think like toddler age because I got a 3-year-old right now and should be watching kind of what I'm gonna call gateway horror, right? So like the Nightmare Before Christmases, the Monster House, like the lightweight stuff that kind of eases them into it. So I think they can be introduced at a very early age, like toddler age. Whenever they start showing interest in the movies, they can start watching.
See, you're training them. You're trying to suck them in.
That's right.
It's like
you're setting them up. You're getting them ready. It's like, look, in this house, we watching the horror movies.
Watching horror movies.
No.
I am hoping that we have a resurgence of rental places like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, because that would be a whole other experience for them. If y'all could go rent movies out and then bring them back and watch, I think that'd be a cool experience.
That experience has now been replaced with like the thumbnails on Netflix where you just scrolling,
right?
Or, you know what I mean? It's not the same because it's more really it's something more tangible and it's more connected when you just pick up a box and read the back and look at the photo, the screenshots. Like
it's
a different time. Yeah.
All right, let's see. So I know we have a lot of questions about the worst parents. I'm gonna go here. Who do you think is the best parent in horror? And this could be survival wise, just how their relationship with the kids.
Oh man, best parent. Ooh. Dang, it's tough.
And unfortunately, TaMon Weathers is not a parent, so she's ineligible for this. So just let you know.
Best parent. I'm trying to think of like what I watched recently. Dang.
Yeah, it's full of it's full of horrible people.
It really is about people who don't listen. They don't believe people. Dang, best parent.
I can tell you one of mine. One of mine is the mother from Gremlins. I think she's supportive and she can protect her family when it comes down to it. I mean, she got yoked up towards the end, but she can hold her own a little bit. So I would say she's on there.
Okay, yeah, no, that's a good one. Dang, I can't think of one because I got one that's a little interesting.
Okay.
Right. So this is actually one that this person rides both lines. It's from one of my favorite horror films, and that's actually Sinister, right? So, check this out, right? So in a way, he's kind of the Ethan Hawke's character is kind of the best and the worst because he did one of the few things that most people don't do, and then they move out of the house when shit starts getting crazy. Oh, it's time to move out of the house. Now,
true.
The film, you kind of understand how that goes, but the fact that once like shit hit the fan and was like, okay, this is getting a little too crazy, they left the same night, and I was like, damn, man, that's good. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know how that turned up. But
same night, new house, everything. Yeah. I was like, damn.
Yeah. So that'd be my pick. You kind of work for both, best and worst.
We got some duality. So it's not always good. There's some gray area here, everybody. Yeah. Some gray area. All right. So, what is your favorite go-to comfort horror movie?
Oh, go-to comfort. For the comfort horror movie, like I said, we got kids in the house, so a lot of times we'll watch, like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, that'll be like what we'll kind of have like routinely on. But for comfort, it's gonna be like Nightmare on Elm Street, especially the Dream Warriors one. Like, man, I love that movie.
We gotta talk. Nightmare on Elm Street. We gotta talk. Okay.
But that'll be one. Like I said, Sinister is a big film I really, really love. Even though it's like scary, it's still kind of comforting because I just like it so much. I like the direction and the audio and just something special about it that I just like to throw on and watch. And also, my wife is terrified of it, so I'd like to just mess with her too.
But yeah, I remember listening to y'all's show. I know she's not big on possession shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know that's not coming up. I know that can't be it. Yeah.
Yep. And then some other options would be like Ghostbusters and things like that. They got like a more like lightweight horror comedy to it. I like throwing those on too.
Okay, those are good answers. Everybody can watch them. Everybody in the family. It's perfect. Now, okay, is this a heavy one? I don't know. We'll see. If you were in the position of the parents in your favorite Exorcist movie, Exorcist Believer, would you be able to not pick your child over the other one and hope the exorcism works?
Well, because I feel like because I watch so many horror movies, I feel like I would have the instinct to know how this is going to play out. And I feel like, especially in that movie, I knew it was going to backfire. I knew it was a setup. I was like, oh, whoever picks their kid, something bad is going to happen. So I feel like because of that fact, because how many horror movies we watch in this house, we kind of understand the assignment, right? It's like, hey, look, like,
right,
this person is a deceiver, it's a demon. So like be real. Like, is he really asking you? Oh, if you pick, you go save that kid. So I feel like we'd have the wherewithal to be like, oh nah, like we ain't gonna pick just because of that.
I feel like we're equipped. As far as in my head anyway, if we in these situations, we kind of know what we're dealing with. So hopefully we don't got to go through none of it. But I agree.
But you never know. I would never want to be faced with something like that. So. Hey, look, I ain't trying to find out.
And lastly, okay, as a family, for your highest chances for survival, which horror subgenre would you prefer to be in? So would it be like slasher, creature feature? We're gonna take possession out of there. Vampires or witches.
I think I'm gonna go for survivability. I'm going slasher
Mhm.
because most of the time it's a human being for the most part.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like I could, depending on, say use certain tools, like I feel like we could handle ourselves over here to, survive. That's our best chances. But once you start getting beyond like the grounded physical realm stuff,
Right.
like that's when your chance of survival will greatly diminish. So I'm gonna go with something that's more real. I'm gonna go with the slashers because typically it's human characters. They don't got no extra powers and nothing crazy like that.
True. I probably would pick the same thing because I'm not trying to deal with nothing else.
Yep.
Well, AJ, you have survived round 1 of Hell Seat. You see, that wasn't that bad.
Round 1 was cool.
And we are going to go into a quick commercial break, and we will be back with the worst parents in horror.
Well, I mean, the commercial definitely ended quicker than I thought.
I was like, man, that was a very quick commercial. It just abruptly came back on.
Woo! I was still in hair and makeup. Sorry. Okay, doing touch-ups. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Michael and AJ, you killed it in the Hell Seat. Michael, I heard that comment about Gail.
We can move past it. She don't have no kids.
She didn't push out children. Does not mean she's not a mother, and that's offensive. Okay.
To who? Who is she a mother to?
Sarah and Sam.
No, she's
having those conversations that their mother, wherever she is having, and at this point, that doesn't even matter because
she probably is their mother. She just ain't saying nothing yet.
What you say?
Move along, TaMon.
AJ, I just want to ask you a question. Who is one of your favorite final girls?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we go.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Dang, put me on the spot too. Favorite final girl?
You just came from the Hell Seat, but
yeah.
this is like a welcome question, right? Everyone has to tell us this.
So
like, just because I'm gonna throw out an answer because I mentioned it in the Hell Seat, and forgive me because I can't remember the actress name, but the woman on Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one,
Nancy.
Langenkamp.
Yeah.
Nancy.
Yes.
That's a good choice.
Solid answer. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really good choice. She is the scream queen of that franchise for sure.
Yep.
I'm not falling for your bait.
Moving right along.
Basically, I like another final girl in that franchise, and they be trying it on here, acting like she shouldn't be on the list, and she should. But we're gonna escape past that.
No one said any of those things. All I said was she is a great final girl.
Keep it moving.
I'm sorry if you were triggered.
She is a great final girl.
Yeah, Heaven Light Camp. So we're gonna the next thing we're discussing is rude shit that parents do and say. All right, rude shit parents say. And I've said parents like 2 times. So like, let's just take a big gulp, please. Thank you. Michael, is cranberry juice, please.
I'm gonna start pretending. There ain't no damn cranberry juice.
Say cranberry juice.
Wine drunk is still drunk. I'm just kidding.
It is.
It is.
Mom, don't hide, Mommy. What are you still doing up? It's past 1.
Just thought I'd wait for you.
Well, I'm home. Now you can get to sleep. Come on. I'm ready. God.
What did you do?
Jesus, sleeping pill? Look, Kristen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry that you and your tenant pals torched this guy and now he's after me?
You haven't been keeping
All right, so Miss Elaine Parker from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
Underlay.
Andale. I will never. One of the memories of her is when her head got snatched off when she was talking that shit to Kristen
Yes.
in one of Kristen's dreams, and Freddie snatched her head. Freddie snatched her head off. Elaine was a bit much. Was it all the parents on Elm Street awful, or was it?
Except Alice's father, he redeemed himself.
No, he was one of the worst.
So
I feel like pretty much everybody was awful.
Majority of the parents are terrible,
Yeah.
except Nancy. But Alice's father started out, he was a heavy drinker and didn't really care about the kids in the first one, but then he redeemed himself later on.
How?
So I think those are the only two. Really, everybody's
parents was awful. They were in neglect. They keep telling them about Freddie, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know what you guys are talking about." Well, y'all had a full barbecue a couple of years ago.
Yep.
That's the thing. So I have to, like, if your kids come to you and they're telling you this shit, it's like, do you keep it from them, or do you just be straight up and be like, "Look, we killed him. You tell me you seeing him in your dreams." Like, I don't know how far you lean into supporting that, because you might assume that. But if we're horror watchers, we probably assume the worst. So I don't know.
But I mean, like, if your kid coming to you talking about the person that you got rid of, it's like, oh, like, how they know some of these details? Like, okay, so like something supernatural, like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna believe them to some degree, and you're gonna have to like try to support and help out.
Especially if we watch horror, like if we torched somebody a couple of years ago and they showed them our kids' dreams, we're like, okay, this is what's happening. Let me tell you what's going on.
Yep.
But I also think it's generational because, and AJ, you can help me with this, because I think our parents' generation was more closed-lipped about things that happens, and
very much so
happened in the past, and what stays in the house happens stays in the house. And all
don't you tell nobody no family business. Oh my god,
exactly. But I think now parents are more liberal and more open to having full discussions with their kids about different. I would assume, I don't have kids, but that sounds like what's going on in the world.
Now that you say that, I don't know if I want to see a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, because I know the parents are going to be really different.
Yeah. If that's
I hate that word, but
we all hate that word. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Yo, woman. Why didn't you tell me, Mom?
And God made Eve from the rib of Adam.
Yes.
And it was weak and loosed the raven on the world.
I thought she just
said the raven was called sin. Say it.
Sin.
The raven was called sin.
Why didn't you tell me, Mama?
Say it.
No.
The raven was called sin.
Ooh, woman. And the raven was called sin.
And first sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse.
I didn't sin, Mama.
And first sin was intercourse.
I didn't sin, Mama.
And first sin was intercourse.
What the hell?
I didn't sin, Mama.
First sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse. First sin was intercourse.
And the first sin was intercourse, Mama. I was so scared. I was dying, and the girls, they all laughed at me and threw things at me.
And Eve was weak. Say it.
No, Mama.
Eve was weak.
Eve was weak.
She needs a sex education class.
Imagine having your period in school, and probably one of the worst days ever. And do you come home to tell your mom, and she's like, "It's your fault. You're weak, just like Eve, and because of this, I'm gonna beat your ass and send you to the closet."
Yep.
I rewatched this movie just for Margaret to see how bad she was. She was.
I have a theory. I think Margaret had a little powers as well. I think she could see shit, and she knew Carrie was going to be killing everybody, and Carrie probably was also going to have kids who also were doing some fun. So I think that she's nuts, but her way of going about things, I feel like she had a reason. She just didn't know how to go about handling.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I'm with you. I think her visions drove her crazy, and her intercourse with what was his name? He has a name, something White. I can't think of his name, but Carrie's father. I would be interested to hear about his story and him and Margaret when they're younger, before Carrie gets there, and what's happening. But I'm sure whatever they did together outside of sex drove her mad, and now she's a lunatic. She's a religious zealot, for one, but I don't know what she's reading. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a brutal watch. I actually haven't watched Carrie in a while. So seeing this kind of remind me, I need to go back and watch it again. But
The rest of this scene is awful. She drags her by her hair. And Sissy Spacek, you showed your ass in this movie. She drug her by her hair, threw her in the closet because she got her period. Why didn't
And
you
that's
do
another thing. Doing that modern day, like that would be on social media. That would like it would be a whole extra amount of
Yeah.
I don't want to say trauma, like Jamie Lee Curtis.
It would definitely be trauma.
yeah, it would turn to a whole bullying thing, and
Yeah.
that part about modern day, man, everything's recorded. Like if something embarrassing or whatever happens, like it's like permanently ingrained.
Absolutely. We're putting cameras up in my bedroom because every time you come slap me with this book, I'm recording. And then on tomorrow, I'm putting it on the news. Period.
Yep.
In this closet, there's cameras. They're going to see it all, lady. You're out of here. All right. And next, sent in from Bobby. Oh, man.
You make me sick. But, Mother, you're a load I should have swallowed. Mother, shut your mouth.
How do you tell your...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you tell your kids that? That is so awful in so many ways.
Because you learning a lot of information in that one sentence. That's a lot of information.
At least they're old enough to process what you're saying, right? But it's still gross. Like, Mom.
What movie is this? I don't think I've ever seen this movie before.
That's the Granny. It's from the 90s or some shit.
Yeah.
I think you can find it on YouTube. It's actually very entertaining. I don't know if I would say good, but it's entertaining.
Okay.
It's just as entertaining as as Exorcist Believer. So,
all right.
You can at least laugh at this. The Exorcist.
I laughed.
Believer was I'm just like head shaking, like, yeah, nah.
It was a decent attempt.
Oh, sure. Sure was. Okay, our next one.
I never wanted to be your mother.
Why?
I was scared. I didn't feel like a mother. But she pressured me.
Then why did you have me?
It wasn't my fault. I tried to stop it.
How?
I tried to have a miscarriage.
How?
However I could. I did everything they told me not to do, but it didn't work. I'm happy it didn't work.
You tried to kill me.
No, I love you.
Why did you try to kill me?
I was trying to save you.
Why did you try to kill me?
Okay, parents, I need a drink.
I mean, just imagine your mother wakes you up, first of all, and that comes out of her mouth.
I'm just drained from Tony Collette. You are a gem. Okay, that's all I can say for that.
Absolutely.
She just immediately sucked me into that scene, and I'm already just heartbroken by this confession she has to tell her child, which has to be the worst thing you have to do as a parent. It felt like someone gave her a truth spell and she couldn't hold her tongue or something.
Yep. Couldn't stop. Every time she let go of her mouth, things was just pouring out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was definitely an acting choice from Toni Collette. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just weak. That was too much. That was a lot.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing about like this storytelling method of her having this nightmare was like, all the trauma that she's going through, and then having this nightmare that kind of like is bringing to light like some of her deep feelings. Like it's just like the method that he chose to tell that story of like unpacking what she's feeling inside. Like it's just deep. Like it's crazy.
And I mean, I have to wonder if a lot of parents feel, maybe not specifically what she's saying, but something similar. Like, I wasn't ready to be a parent. I didn't feel like one. I felt pressured into doing it. Like, but they just maybe don't say it. They don't say it to the kid.
I'm going to raise my hand and say that's a feeling for a lot of parents. I'm pretty sure of it.
Hey, being a parent, I could tell you that, like, I think what it boils down to is there's days where, like, man, your kid's gonna get on your last nerve, you know. And I don't think it would ever get to the point where you're feeling that way. But you'll have those moments where you'll be like, man, life was just so much easier when I didn't have kids, you know.
Yeah.
It'll like be like those type of thoughts, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my brother. He was doing that to my mother. Not me.
I look back now and I think about, I wonder what some of the things my parents said about us when we were younger, like this little shit. Like, you know, when you have those conversations with your partner, like, what are the things that y'all said? This little fucker is getting on my last nerves.
Yep.
I can just only imagine.
Yep.
I think that's normal.
Very normal.
normal.
Let me tell you about your son today.
Exactly. His ass. So speaking of kids, we're gonna go into our next segment, which is gonna be Name Those Kids. So this is gonna be a fun game. We're gonna provide a couple of clues about a certain group of kids or child or however we're gonna do it, and it's up to you in the comments and us as the panel to guess. So who want to go first?
I'll go first.
Ooh.
All right. I have to remember not to say the person's name.
Yes.
Just the clues. All right. So we're getting 3 clues for you to guess who the child is from a horror movie. I will take even the name of the movie if you know, because sometimes you just don't remember the kids' names.
Sure.
All right. Clue number 1. I will say a final girl, which can be a lot, right? So clue number 2. Brought tears to our eyes at the end of the movie. Think on it. And clue number 3 has a selfish father who dies, but he redeems himself before that death.
Oh, a year? Is there? Can you give us a year?
2010s, maybe the later part of the 2010s. I'll give another one. There's transportation in this movie. In the title, there's transportation.
Oh. How many words in the title?
3.
Okay.
2010.
And this is horror?
Yes.
Shit. Oh. 30 seconds.
Oh man, this is tough.
I'll repeat the clues though. She is a final girl. Well, final girl. I already said it. So she's a final girl. She's a final girl. She brings tears to your eyes at the end of the movie. And she had a selfish father who redeemed himself before his death in the movie. And there's a mode of transportation in the title.
Train to Busan.
There we go.
Oh shit! I was.
Dang, that was good.
What do I win? What do I win?
A shot. Go ahead and drink.
Oh, okay, yes, sir. Okay.
Again.
I have one.
Okay. Right.
Small town.
Okay.
They don't like authority figures, and they have an affinity for wheat.
Isaac, Children of the Corn.
Children.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
See, mine wasn't hard, but yeah, it's Isaac, Children of the Corn.
Well, because that was one of mine. So let me think of somebody.
I got one.
Okay.
All right. So the film takes place in the 1630s. That's the first clue. The second clue is it deals with a overly religious family. And the third clue, the character has I believe 4 siblings, and one of them goes missing pretty early in the film.
The Witch.
Yep. That's it.
I was like, there can't be too many 1630s.
I'm gonna say something. I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. So
Really?
Yeah, I'm not.
Why is that?
I've only seen it once. Maybe I should give it another chance.
I will
did you see
say
it when it first came out? That was the
Yeah.
one time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think to me, The Witch is like Hereditary. Like I can acknowledge it's a good movie. It's just not something I'm gonna watch a lot.
Oh,
'Cause I'm
well, I
not
didn't like
entertained
Hereditary
while
my first
watching it.
time either.
Oh, well.
And I didn't even remember parts of it. Because when the girl had her head out the window, I didn't remember that part at all. But
What?
I must have took a nap or was busy.
I'm surprised you're able to forget that, because that was like
I didn't see it the
permanently
first time.
seared into my
Yes.
brain. Like I
Now
cannot
it
forget it.
is.
Yeah.
Now it is. I'm like, no, they're
That
not.
was crazy to watch in the theater with a group of people. Everybody was just shut down, quiet for like the next minute. Nobody was talking in that theater.
I should have saw it in the movies then, because I was like literally screaming and covering my eyes and my cousin like, "You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this." They did it.
Yeah. And it's funny because I didn't watch it in the theater. I had watched it when it became available on digital, and my wife and I watched it. And when that scene happened, we like paused it and like stood up and was like,
Yeah.
But that just like we had to take a moment because we were like, did that just happen? Like we literally had to pause the movie for a second.
You never forget that. For the rest of the movie, you're just like in this mode.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. That movie should have had an Oscar nomination for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
They were snubbed.
Hey, but give The Witch another chance. Give it another try.
I'll put it on my list. I'll watch it this week.
We watched it again recently, and it's actually
It still
pretty
holds
good.
up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Maybe I'm confusing with the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I don't think you like
The
people
Village.
speaking like old English and shit. I think that's what it is.
I'll watch it this week and I'll let you know.
Like if they don't have Kevin Williamson and like that kind of dialogue and shit, you were like, I'm not fucking with this.
What are y'all talking about?
Were you talking about M. Night's The
Village?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
I like that movie.
Yes.
Maybe I don't like the time period, but I like Salem stuff, so that's weird. I have another one.
Okay.
These kids are also in a small town. Damn it. Okay. These kids are in a small town. Their parents have a violent streak. And I won't say my third clue because it'll give it away.
What?
Yeah, it'll give it away.
Town violence.
You said 3. We need 3.
Okay, I'll make up a new one.
Small town, parents of a violence. People under the no parent. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Is it small
People under the
town?
stairs.
Wrong.
What's the other
Parents of a
clue?
violent streak.
The kids are neighbors.
The kids are
Small town, parents have a violence. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Oh.
See what I mean? Maybe I'm not.
You didn't have to say neighbors though. You didn't have to say that.
I told you I didn't want to say the one. You made
Okay.
me.
Okay, I got one. His cousin comes to visit is the first clue. This child is good at ice skating. And 3, this child is very violent.
Macaulay Culkin,
The Good Son, yeah.
the good son.
Mm.
I'm sorry. That was a good one. When you said ice skating, I knew it.
Instantly. I'm trying to think of another one.
I have another one. Another small town.
Oh my God.
The parents have no control. And the kids, even when things are going really bad in the town, they still find a way to have a party.
Scream.
Yeah.
Damn. That was quick.
It's really not fair. You didn't say which kid, so
Oh, that's true.
their parents.
Well, you didn't give us. Oh,
their parents have an arranged marriage. She has a very bad reputation with married men.
I'm sorry. Are we including her in kid? Well, like what age range are we talking about?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That is their child. I mean, no matter what, you're still their child.
Okay.
Teenagers, they're still kids.
Okay. Yes, they are. They are.
Mm-hmm. She has a bad reputation around town with married men, and the father is never present.
Or a good reputation.
Or a good one. And everybody knows about her but her husband.
I'm not doing this.
It's fine. You know this one, AJ?
I'm not answering this.
No, I actually don't.
Michael?
Go ahead and
What is
say
it?
mine.
What is it?
Maureen Prescott from Scream.
Sydney's mom.
Oh.
Sydney's mom from Scream.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
She had a bad reputation.
She did have a bad reputation. Yeah, she did. I see what
She's
you're
a
saying.
home wrecker.
Yeah, she was.
Any more?
I could throw some out there like super obscure, like way obscure.
Ooh.
All right. I'm just trying to think of the best way to describe it without giving away too much. I'll give you the first clue. I'll give you the era, 90s film.
Mm-hmm.
How can I say this without giving away too much? The 90s film. The character notices changes in teachers.
The faculty.
Yeah. that's my joint, man. I was trying to figure out because if you give away, I was trying to figure out the best way to like ease into it. But I was like, man, there really isn't nothing that would like give away what the movie is. Like, there's no angle to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it too, because that too is a small town.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Small town. Yep. That would have been good. Yeah.
that seems like a recipe for all of this, right?
Yep.
Small town, small thinking, horrible parents, and police officers.
Yep. I got one last one.
Okay.
This kid is a painter. Oh, I should have thought about the clues first. He comes into contact with a supernatural being.
Dalton.
Who?
Dalton.
Oh, no, not
Insidious.
Yeah, not that one.
Mm-hmm.
And a famous TV actress is in this film with this child.
And he's a painter.
He's a painter in the movie. He comes into contact with a supernatural entity, and he shares the screen with a famous TV actress in this movie.
Candyman.
No.
I thought you were talking about Baby Anthony.
Oh.
I mean, he is. Okay, painter.
What
era?
90s. Early 90s.
Ooh.
Another clue.
Do y'all know in the comments?
Yeah, because I don't know.
Do you? Do you know? Another clue. Ooh, I don't want to give it away. Another clue.
And this is a movie?
It is a movie. This is gonna give it away though. Fuck. The creature is fuck, I know what it's
gonna make it. It's gonna make it too easy.
There's a certain holiday, even though it's not true, but in this world, there's a certain holiday that represents this creature, or it's tied to, basically.
I'm just gonna start naming Krampus.
Krampus?
Uh-huh.
No.
You said it's a made-up holiday.
It's a holiday, but
like Leprechaun or something.
Yeah, it's Leprechaun.
Oh, okay.
Which Leprechaun?
The first one. The little boy was helping the guys paint. Jennifer Aniston, a TV actor.
That was good. Okay, I have one final one. This is really more about the parent, but they're in a small place. They have several siblings. And
Flowers in the Attic.
That's a good one though.
Siblings, small place.
And their mother is referred to as a queen.
Several siblings. Small place as in where they live, or is this a town that's small?
Where they live. Eve was weak. Eve was weak.
A closet? No.
I didn't say a closet.
Man, I'm so bad at trivia.
Queen. Mother's a queen. A lot of siblings.
A lot.
In a small place. What you mean a lot? Like, how many's a lot? Over 10?
Yes.
Over 10 siblings.
Queen. And this is a horror movie.
Uh-huh. Horror
What
action.
decade?
Horror action.
What decade is this in?
90s and 2000s.
Movie or show?
Movie, but a show is coming.
Dang. A lot of siblings.
How many damn kids? Wait.
You're gonna hit me when I tell you.
Over 10 siblings. The mother is a queen. She's named queen in the movie, or is this she's referred to as a queen by the viewers?
Both.
Man, I'm lost.
The Hallowell's mama from Charmed. I don't
Watch
know.
it. Watch it. The answer is, drum roll, please. Aliens.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Bitch,
Yeah.
what decade did you say?
The 90s and 2000s. Didn't the last one come out in 2000?
It's a future. It's the future. But I'll give you. Yeah, okay.
Oh, when it comes to it is futuristic. I apologize for it. Yeah, take a drink. You got that wrong.
Well, they got a show and a movie coming out for that.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think right now we're going to take a quick commercial. And when we come back, we're going to go over our worst parents in horror. And we're back. Psycho Card Games. Make sure you check them out on Instagram. It's a really cool game. You need like 3 to 4 friends to have a really good time. If you like murder mysteries, it's like an updated version of Clue, but has a really cool lens on slasher films. Check them out on Instagram. So now what we've been waiting for, to talk about some of the worst parents in horror history. What we got so far?
Well, sure, I can give y'all kind of what I mentioned when I was in the hell seat. You know, I was talking about Ellison, Ethan Hawke's character in Sinister. And he's one of the worst parents in horror history because, you know, dude was a true crime writer, and he would move to towns where the story of his book was located, and try to help unsolved mysteries, things like that. So in the film Sinister, he moves his family into the house where the family was murdered to write a book to try to reclaim the fame that he lost. And I was just like, man, that's terrible. Like, how you going to
How
and then
selfish.
and he did it secretly. Like, his wife didn't know, family didn't know, nothing. And so it actually creates some really good scenes later in the film when, she ends up finding out and stuff like that. But I was just
she went all.
Yeah, she went crazy on him.
She should have.
Yep. But that's one of the worst, man. Like, I can't think of that's also can be like a very realistic thing that can happen in real life too. Like moving into a house or like a crime.
It's gonna be cheaper. There was a murder there, so
Yep. And it's funny because he says that in the film. He was like, "Look, we was broke, and look, it's cheap, and I can write my book." Like,
why is that like the baseline for all those stories? We need some money. I either had to write a book, or I'm designing a house, or I need this to work.
Right. Yep.
Because we be trying to think practically, not thinking of all the other shit that can happen.
Yep.
You don't know if somebody's not gonna come back there and do something to you and your family.
No, of course not. And then of course people may want to come take pictures. What about people who want to like vandalize the house?
Yep.
Hey, can I have a tour of your home? You cannot. We're having dinner.
Yep. And the crazy part was, that was an unsolved murder. So, the killer to him at the time was still on the loose, and the child was missing. Like, like
That's
you said, the killer could have came back to the scene, and he still moved into the same house. Like, crazy, crazy.
That's too much stress to put on anybody to keep that secret, and even too much stress to even have to deal with living in that house. I don't want any parts of it.
Yeah,
me neither.
I'm gonna go with Ellen in Hereditary, the grandmama who died in the beginning. Which you are trying to have me have kids to sacrifice their ass to have to give to a demon?
For sure.
For what? I guess for money, but but there has to be another way for you to get money. This like, how bad was the situation for you?
It has to be a better way.
A better way.
Listen, sometimes we believe in things so much is that if we think that this person can be reborn in the firstborn of this family, then I need you to have this child. Okay?
That was a lot. I want you to have a son or a child, but I need you to have another child who needs to die and then take over the body of the
Absolutely.
first child. That's too much.
It's called planning. Planned Parenthood. That's what she specialized in. She planned everything out 2 generations now.
Yep.
That's a lot. But can we talk about that
extreme religion?
Huh?
Extreme religion, as always.
That last scene of the movie when he was in I think right before he got possessed, when he was in the attic.
Oh yeah.
That first of all, the third act of that movie was just off the rails. It didn't stop
all the way.
I imagine your mother is chasing. First of all, she's floating, and then she's chasing you throughout the. I wouldn't have been able to make it. I would.
And then you got all these random naked people, standing in the corners of your house and stuff like that. So.
Okay, that's a really good one. Mine, it's this movie called, where is it? It's on my list.
Scream.
No, it's not gonna be Scream. It's actually Nightmare on Elm Street 5. One of the worst parents in horror, Alice Johnson.
Boy,
she was in this movie. She calls for all her friends to be murdered again. Her husband, her baby daddy, because he didn't marry her. Her baby daddy to be murdered again, to be murdered, and now she's letting her child be raised by Freddy Krueger. What worst parent could you possibly have? Honestly, that wasn't mine. But when you said Woodsboro, I had no other choice.
I knew that you couldn't be serious. There's no way.
You know, I mean, it's still true. However, I wouldn't put her on the list. The movie is The Mother. The Mother is in Goodnight Mommy. Have y'all seen that?
I've seen. It's been a while, but I've seen it.
Yeah. Goodnight Mommy came out in 2014, and it's with Naomi Watts. And I didn't know what to expect watching it, but it's about this woman who comes home after having reconstructive facial surgery, and she has these 2 twin boys, and she is treating them like shit. She don't want these kids. Y'all bothering me, and then you get on my nerves. And so halfway through the movie, the boys are starting to realize, what if this is not really our mother? What if this is somebody else who's coming home? And so they go through this whole thing of trying to prove that this is not their mom. And spoiler alert, it was their mom. And the movie actually did a whole 360 or 180 by the end of it, where you find out that the 2 kids, one of them is actually dead, and the one who's alive is dealing with grief. He's about his brother who died, and the mother's trying to help him cope through that in the end. So she was a great parent towards the end, but in the beginning she was awful. But she just had reconstructive surgery, so there's that. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a jewel.
And that's there's 2 different versions to that, right? Because wasn't there?
Yeah, that one's a remake.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Gus Pet Cemetery 2, even though he was a stepfather.
Fathers count. Stepfathers count.
They do. First of all, you shot my dog, bitch, because you were tired of him waking you up in the middle of the night. And really, that's all I needed. You shot my dog. That's it.
We have nothing else to talk about.
And then, well, we're the reason you got possessed, but whatever. You come back and you start, you kill me and my mother? Like, come on. Get with it.
I want to slide to television land. So American Horror Story. I assume any season that has parents, they're going to be awful, for one.
Probably.
Season 1, Murder House. The main Dylan McDermott. Dylan,
was he a bad father or a bad husband?
I mean, doesn't
definitely
want to lead over into.
Oh, true. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, true.
They weren't the best. I just rewatched Apocalypse, and the way they just don't talk to each other, they avoid each other, they don't work with the issues. It was awful. I've been going through this whole American Horror Story binge, trying to erase the last 5 seasons out of my mind. I watched Coven, and Kathy Bates played Madame Delphine Lalaurie, and she was an awful mother. She locked her kids up in cages, stuffed shit in their mouth, and sewed it shut.
That's right. Yep.
From Halloween all the way to Christmas.
Shit.
Not so fun.
I forgot about that, actually. Yeah. Coven was a crazy season. Yeah.
And then Fiona and Cordelia, she was an awful mother to her as well.
Yeah. I mean, she took care of her. Wait, did she take care of her?
She sent her to a boarding school. Boo hoo. That's what she told me.
I'm going to just say it. Marge, Nightmare on Elm Street. I told you all this, and you are drunk, and you locked me in here with fucking bars on the window. So now I am defenseless. I have to read a booby trap book to defend myself.
She did. She thought she was on Home Alone, and while her mother smoked those cigarettes and be drunk all day long.
And Bobby's gonna be mad at that, but yes, Marge is on this list
because he loves Marge.
I mentioned it earlier, but I was talking about The Witch and the parents on that. Yeah, they're really bad. Well, one, the dad, super, extremely religious. And then, they kind of blame, Thomason, the oldest daughter, for the baby going missing towards the beginning. So, the mom is just treating her like shit, like the rest of the movie, pretty much, and not listening to what the kids are saying, what's going on, and it was pretty bad.
We said Kristen's mother. I think her mother was in cahoots with Alice. She made sure she drugged her with those pills to make sure she would fall asleep and die. Just so happened Alice was there, to get Kristen's power. And I think
You
it was
mad because Alice is the lead. Get over it. Get over it.
She was the lead for a moment, yeah.
She is the lead in 2 movies, yes. Get over it. Gail's never been the lead, so
Why we're not talking about Gail? Why are you bringing up Gail?
you keep bringing my people up, I'm bringing yours up.
I'm bringing up people who are deal with this topic, okay?
I can tell that's an ongoing debate for y'all right there.
Oh, don't even get me started on all the hate that I get. He sends so much hate towards me.
What?
All we want to do is uplift Alice.
Boy, that is a lie. That is, you know what he did? He sent me a current video of the actress running around the diner. So, mind you, she was probably in her early 20s or something when she first did that scene. She's probably in her 50s or something now, late 50s, and she's running like a 50-year-old around the diner. And he decides to send that to me as a joke, even though we saw how Gail was running in the last Scream movie.
She lived.
So,
yeah. We saw her in a film, and we haven't seen Alice since she was delivering.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, we're not. This is not what we're here for.
No, it's not.
I apologize.
It's all good.
But, Alice is actually a mother.
She is
a good one. She allowed her child to be seduced by Freddie and be raised by Freddie.
I'm not even.
Would you say that's a good mother? AJ?
Nah.
I heard you said no. Exactly.
Nope.
Exactly. I agree.
This was a child in her womb. She didn't even know she had it.
Even worse,
in her womb, and Freddie was going through the child's dreams. That is not the same thing.
Yeah,
it's not.
She's still an absentee mother, and his mother too, Amanda Kruger. Shout out to Amanda, even though she did get locked into this. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, she did. That was not of her control.
That was not her fault. That wasn't her fault. I think we're all going to agree with this one. People under the stairs.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Weren't they brother and sister too?
Yeah, but they was raising little Miss Muffet. They was raising her.
And they call each other mommy and daddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's automatic. Like worst parents, right there.
They do get the worst parents award probably.
What about the parents in can't I think of that movie now? The Inbred People in the Woods.
Wrong Turn, Last House.
Yeah, the Wrong Turn people. They were incestuous and having kids
were, but did we have
and killing
parents?
people. There was one where there were parents and kids, and then the kids were even getting it on at one point. So,
oh shoot! If you go on that right, you can lump in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Absolutely,
yeah.
They're awful.
Yes,
they are terrible.
Yes. They are real bad.
All from grandparent generation and that
to the current generation.
You're right.
Okay, how about this one? Rob Zombie's Halloween. The mother and the stepfather, he was hilarious. I
don't know about the mom or the stepfather. Definitely,
she shot herself in front of the baby.
Okay, that was about to be what I was about to say. Yes, but the baby got put into a good family. She clearly was not going to be able to handle raising the child.
No, she was done with that.
I can't even remember Rob Zombie's Halloween. I haven't seen that in so long. I can't really remember.
Oh no!
Yeah,
it's a great work of art. It is very polarizing for the Halloween community.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Zombie has his stamp of how he does things.
Yeah.
Really gritty. Yeah. I won't use another word that people used to describe it, but really gritty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my only issue, I don't like Michael Myers being that big. Like, that's my only issue with that.
If I had to pick something, that doesn't make sense for Michael. He's more like a stealth mime ninja.
Yeah, he's like the size of a regular person.
Yeah, he is. Versus this wrestler, which it really was.
Behemoth. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I would be terrified if he came after us.
I mean, yes.
To be fair, he's terrifying, but
especially the version in this latest trilogy, because he can survive.
Oh yeah.
All types, like headshots and everything.
And he's human. in preparing for this episode, I was looking at a lot of the different parents in horror, and some of them it was just sort of a lot of times it's more like single parents. It's not like parents like sets. Mothers get it hard. It seems like because I'm looking at Norma Bates.
Oh yeah.
Norma Bates is classic brainwashing, and a lot of issues that parents have with their kids now. Honestly, well, kids have with their parents now. Just
wait, what was the? So I only saw the first one. So what? Because
Norma Bates,
dead? Yeah, wasn't she
dead? She is dead. Mm-hmm. But you think he just fell in love with his mother just because? No, she was awful to him. And have you seen the
More than likely
Bates Motel?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
I never watched it either.
Bates Motel is a work of art. Vera Farmiga plays Norma Bates, and she's very conniving and she's very manipulative, and she's a great character. And she makes Norma sort of it's that borderline like you're my child, but you're almost like my partner.
You're the man of the house.
Man of the house. So they straddle that line in the TV show.
I mean, I think the mothers definitely get judged more harshly, like in reality as well. But
that's fair.
You got the what about The Shining?
Jack. Oh yes.
Yeah, Jack's character. I mean, now he kind of went crazy, but I think he was.
Is it his fault though?
I think he was abusive before that, though.
Right.
Yeah. Even before they went to the hotel, because there, that thing about like his arm and all that stuff. So
I could tell the way the mother was, he was abusive for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, you need to step it up as a mother, lady. That was irritating me. My mother has ingrained some bias in me when watching these movies. She hates when women are weak in horror movies. Hates it. So when I'm watching shit and she's like weakly swinging the shit at him, the bat, and barely swinging, I'm like, get it together. This is not working for me.
Yeah.
She tried. Poor Shelley Duvall. I mean, she did great, right? But
yeah, she did.
Absolutely.
She tried.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you have some good parents who do bad things. Cujo, the mother was cheating, but she was protecting her child and had to kill a rabid dog.
To no avail, who still died.
Yep.
Yes.
So she could have got this over with a long time ago if she would have just. So AJ, we did an episode called "Fuck Them Kids," right?
Yeah. Okay.
For offer up kids for tribute. And I won't say who, but a few of us on the panel are very pro fuck them kids and keep it moving.
In movies.
In movies, yes. Let me be clear. Do a disclaimer. This is how we feel in horror movies, not in real life.
Right. Like the kid in the Babadook.
Oh, yeah.
It's badass. Yeah.
That kid was cutting up, boy.
That mother, I would understand. She was like, I didn't want to have you. I
didn't want no parts of this.
That's terrible. But still. Woo.
Okay, I can't believe I didn't mention this already, but Mrs. Loomis, Scream 2.
Great mother.
She's a great mother. You think so? She went on a murdering spree to avenge her son's.
To her bed, absolutely. You killed my child, so now I'm coming after you. And I understand.
And I can't see anything more reasonable than that.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I would completely understand that.
Y'all heard this right? They are supporting manslaughter as a means of revenge.
We understand the desire to get revenge. If
Not saying we approve it.
Kid. Exactly.
But we get it.
She went through a whole scheme. She found a killer. She forged a new identity. She followed you across the country. Yeah. She meant business.
She had the whole strategy set up. Sure.
Yes, she did.
Everything.
Yeah, she was one that was extremely prepared. All the parents on Nightmare on Elm Street, I think all of them are trash. How is that all of y'all kill this person and don't tell anybody?
I mean, they can't tell because I'm assuming the police officers knew about this.
Of course.
But
He
let's
was
say they
sheriff.
didn't. Let's say they didn't. It's like if we tell people, then they're gonna know about it. So, I mean, I guess it's a way. See, this is what I hate because I wish the parents knew about Freddie and his little power shit ahead of time because it would make sense we didn't mention Freddie to y'all because that would kind of egg shit on. But just we burnt him so he wouldn't kill you. To me, I don't. Yeah.
We didn't like what the judge said. That whole innocent thing didn't work for us. That didn't work.
We knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm. He want to skip to his house. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got you, Frederick.
Yep.
How you gonna keep the evidence in your house, Marge?
This glove. We need this glove to hold on to this glove. And then y'all buried this man's bones in a garage. That's why he came back for y'all. And honestly, he's right. He's right. Y'all shouldn't have burned him alive. Put his glove in a cellar. Put his bones in a
junkyard.
Thank you. In a junkyard. Yeah. What do you think he would do? Just sit there and let that happen? I'm coming for all y'all kids.
Yeah, get revenge.
Every last one of them.
Yeah.
Forever.
I mean, I also feel like the parents in that franchise, it's supposed to be that like latchkey time period where the parents were not really paying attention to the kids. Because you notice they seem really old in the movies, the kids. So I'm assuming that like we're going to school and you should know better by now.
That's for all movies back then too.
All the movies are like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From The Faculty to Scream to I Know She's all of them are like that.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, the mother, she was like, you know what time it is? Because she came in mad late. She was, and then the mother just going in and out, going into the streets. Didn't give a fuck that her daughter was out here fighting vampires in the middle of the night.
Didn't care. Why am I washing so much blood out of your clothes? It don't matter.
She don't even do that. Lady. Buffy was washing her own clothes. Which she was old enough to do that. She was old enough. So
yeah, I think that's part of the formula of setting up these parents to be all in horror movies that are about teenagers or younger. Like think about Stranger Things. These parents live their life. These kids sneaking out, riding bikes at midnight, going to different dimensions, planning traps against killers. It's just too much.
Yeah,
parents don't know what's happening.
Don't know what's going on. No clue.
And it is the phone situation was different then. So again, now if they do horror movies now, it's a little more difficult for parents to seem like out of the loop because assuming that your kid has a phone, you should be able to be in contact with them at all points.
I'm telling you, we're tracking locations. We're doing all of it.
I'm 30. My whole family on something called Life 360. Don't let me not be on there. She like put your shit on because you going out of the state. I
What's
know
Life
where you
360?
at. It's like a location app or an app where you and people you want to. Basically, it's a safety app. If I want to know where you are at all points in time, I will know. If we want to message each other in that. Your phone needs to be charged. It's at 3%. We letting you know you need to charge your phone. Just
it shows the battery of the person's phone and everything. Like it's dope.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It shows the person where they were driving, how fast, where you stopped, where you started, like all of that.
That feels really invasive.
Yeah. Well.
But I don't have children.
It's like it's a safety thing, man.
Yeah, I totally get it. I'll probably be the kid who be like trying to disable it. Like, oh God.
Right.
Oh, you ain't gonna. Oh, you probably wouldn't know. If I were a parent, I just wouldn't tell you. I put it on there. Just put it on the phone. Turn the notifications off. Where you say you at again? Oh, okay.
As I pull up to Bobby's house, now come outside. Period. Immediately.
Yep.
Okay. What about Pamela Voorhees?
Great mother. You're not going to have me call somebody who's trying to get revenge for their kid horrible. This is not happening.
I mean, because it was the counselor's fault. So, I mean.
Now, the little weird part, I don't know if he actually died or not based on the movies after the second one and the third one. But if he did die and she didn't know about it or she didn't know he were alive, then get him.
I mean, why is he at the camp?
That's where he drowned at.
They not the counselor's responsibility. Camp haven't even started yet.
Well, there is that. I do think she probably should have killed those specific people.
Not
Right.
every counselor that come up here. And then secondly,
That's
camp
true.
hasn't even started yet. You need to watch your own kid.
No, they supposed to be watching them.
No,
Yeah.
we in this pool getting it in and getting high and doing all the things we don't supposed to be doing. Trying to make our own kids. And you up here trying to be mad because we didn't watch this weirdo. That's rude.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't know.
Pam. It's
I
enough.
don't know. I gotta give her like just a little bit of sex. I'm like, you know, she's trying to get vengeance for her kid.
Yes.
Just a
AJ,
little bit.
please.
Just a little bit.
Okay,
But then
I
she
mean,
took it too far. You know what I'm saying?
one murder. Okay. Well,
I think she saw they were opening that camp and she just lost her mind. She was like, "Oh, okay, y'all want to do this?"
she's like, oh,
To the
hell
point
no.
where I'm not even letting you get to the camp. I see you hitchhiking, I'm killing your ass
Yeah.
before you even get
Every
there.
counselor moving forward is getting it because I don't want this to happen to anyone else. Maybe she's
Yeah.
trying to protect other mothers from going through this.
She's a freedom fighter.
Please. My clip earlier was of Margaret White. They're all gonna laugh at you. And she was right. She was right. They all did laugh at her. So maybe she's not a bad mom after all.
I wouldn't go that far.
Eve was weak. Say it. Eve was weak. This bitch.
Mm.
What? It's the slapping in the face with the book in her hand. For some of y'all backgrounds, not saying y'all's, but some people's backgrounds, that was normal. You know, that's getting slapped in the face and getting spankings and punishment. So, you know, don't judge Margaret's way of sparing the rod.
Listen.
Yep.
I would feel a little way if the first time I got an erection, I was getting popped in the face. I would feel some sort of way.
Adam was weak. They all laughed at me when they came out. What?
Oh man, that's funny.
But I think it's time for you to go into the next more difficult round of Hell Seat, though, AJ, with TaMon.
Oh shoot! All right, let's do it.
You ready?
I mean, ready as I ever be.
Welcome to the Hell Seat, AJ.
The Hell Seat.
Hell Seat. Hell Seat. All right. My questions are going to be very easy.
Oh man, I already know what that means.
Which final girl is overrated?
Oh man.
Answer very carefully.
Right, yeah, based off of y'all little,
Answer
y'all
very
little
carefully.
spat. Dang, that's tough, man. Which one I think is overrated?
Yeah. It's meant to be tough. You can do this.
Oh man. I mean, well, here's what I'll do, because I'm not entirely sure who to pick, because I don't really have like a full thought one way or another. But I'll just throw something out there just to get people talking. Let's go with Sydney Prescott.
You know what? I really was so excited for you, Chris, to come back to Poltergeist. I was really excited to, you know, have this whole type of Black United horror community going, but you ruined it. You ruined it.
Yeah.
You'll see when we return back to Michael. He will be very happy because
you're gonna be hyped. Yeah,
he's a Sydney hater.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He despises her because, you know, we don't have to do that. This is about us. Come on. Which character in a horror movie would you let babysit your kids?
Oh man, that's tough. In a horror movie, let babysit my kids. Dang, that's tough. Because shoot, I ain't gonna let nobody watch my kids.
You just said Sydney, and she's probably the best one to do it. So no, don't even ask her to do anything.
Sheesh. Who would I let babysit my kids, man? I could think of people I don't want to do.
Go ahead.
Who would I let babysit? Man, that's tough. Man, I wish my wife was here. She probably would have had somebody. Man,
It could
all I
be
can think about.
villains. It could be survivors.
Nah.
I'll tell you mine.
Okay, who would you pick then?
I think I will let Chucky and Tiffany because they might see some things they shouldn't see, but they're not gonna let anything happen to my kids.
Okay, true. Yeah, true.
And we should have talked about them for worse parents, but whatever.
I'm trying to think of like people who protected their kids or their siblings. I just had this. Okay, I don't even really remember this movie that good. This is like I don't even know how this popped up into my head. But there was a movie with what's the girl name from Twilight? Kristen Stewart. Was she in a horror movie called wasn't that her in The Messengers or something like that?
The Messengers?
I think that's what it was called. And she had like a little brother.
I
don't
remember that.
Yeah. And I can't remember exactly 100% fully what happened.
Now I have to know. Oh no.
Yeah. But I feel like she was holding it down for her little brother though. And
I'm sure she was.
Yeah, and she was able to protect him the whole movie. Maybe she could protect my kids.
That's fair. Oh, yeah. That's a good choice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick that.
That's a good choice. Okay.
That was a random thing that popped into my head. I kind of forgot about that movie.
So she's the one.
Yeah.
Which horror movie icons will make great parents?
Horror movie icons.
Yeah, so like Pinhead, Ghostface, Michael Myers, Freddy, Jigsaw.
Ooh, man, would make great parents. Hey, you know what? That one right there is a good one. John Kramer, Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Because like that's the whole reason why this thing popped off. It's because he lost his child.
Exactly.
And that's how he turned into Jigsaw because of that.
What better way to teach your kids lessons than through puzzles?
Very difficult puzzles.
Very difficult puzzles.
Permanent resolutions.
Yes, we're talking about increasing your critical thinking.
Right.
All these type of exercises.
Yeah, you get tested under pressure for real.
Under pressure. If not, you'll die.
Yeah, but I mean, think about his level of love was just so high for even the first child that is about to be born pretty soon. That it caused him to go down this whole path.
I remember when that door slammed against her, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yep,
that was it.
Yep. And I'm thinking, like, why are you staying right there anyway, though?
Why are you standing right there? Why are you even involved? Go home.
Right? Yeah. So I think he would definitely be a good one.
Which kids in horror just needs one good old fashioned ass whooping?
Oh, I said it earlier. The kid from the Babadook. That kid was like, it was unbearable. So like the mom, she was she was frustrated and going through a lot. And I understood her. I was like, man, like, me being a parent, like, my 3-year-old daughter, like she be cutting up, my 7-year-old be cutting up sometimes. And so like that kid is at 100 like all the time. So he needs some old school parents.
I'm talking about get this hanger, this extension cord,
switch,
switch. Like, go outside and pick your switch, little badass.
For real.
Yeah. Go outside and go ahead.
For real, like he needs it bad.
And your last question, and this will determine if you survive the hell seat.
Oh shit! Okay.
Elm Street, Woodsboro, Derry, or Haddonfield? Which place would you live and why? And raise a family and why?
Yeah. Ooh, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how technical we want to get with it too, though, because
Go ahead, ask questions. I got you.
yeah, because like, all right, if I'm thinking like Elm Street, right?
You
He
were
really
part
only
of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been part of it. Like he only going for people that's like got like direct connections.
You were part of it. You were there. You probably hit the bones, or you were like, I saw it, but I'm not telling.
Yeah, because dang. So I'm trying to think of in Derry, like Pennywise.
Ugh.
Like he kind of going for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he don't really have like, and he like going for kids, so I don't really want to go there. And then Haddonfield, because Michael, well, that's tough. Because like he kind of a loose cannon. He,
If
he
you get
going
his way, he's trying
right. Yeah,
if you get in his way, it's going down.
right. So I mean, if we stay in the house, we might be good.
Sometimes because he walks in your house.
That's true. He did walk people's house. Dang, that's tough. Dang, I'm probably gonna have to go with. I think I'm gonna take my chances with Haddonfield because it's one dude. He's human. I think our chances are better than a lot of these other places.
I think that was a safe choice.
Yeah,
it's only one night of the year.
Yeah,
no, my neighbors may be
that's
there.
true too. Yeah, one night a year, we might be able to make it.
Year, Yeah. Some people say there's not enough of us in Woodsboro for it to be a place to go live.
That's a good point too.
And you may survive a phone call from Ghostface.
You might. Yeah,
you just might.
I mean, I don't know. Based off my trivia skills tonight, I might not make it.
Poor Christy. We would hate for her to come on. Well, AJ, you have survived the hell seat.
Hey.
So now we're going to transport back to everyone else.
I would just like to say, AJ, you on the right side of history. And that's what I'm going to say on the matter.
He probably would have said someone else if he could remember her name because nobody else knows it.
He gave the answer he
gave. Ones. Yep.
Exactly.
The most popular one?
One of the most popular.
One of the most,
Yeah, you're absolutely correct about that.
Yeah.
But he was correct in saying underrated. I mean, overrated.
Oh, thank you. I think people are so scared to say Laurie Strode. It's just ridiculous. She has really have people not wanting to say her name. We have one.
I think Laurie. I could see if we don't count H2O in later movies, but H2O Laurie was really going head to head with Michael.
That's the only
Sydney.
time.
I think with Sydney, Ghostface is tired by the time he gets to her ass to the end of the movie. He didn't kill how many people?
Exactly. That's his strategy.
And he's not trying to kill her until the end of the movie.
Like
that's
actively
the other thing.
all the time. Yeah.
He's just playing with her in the beginning. So it's not until the end where they're really trying to kill her.
Okay. There's multiple ways to kill people. It's not just about physical death. It's about emotional death, spiritual death, mental exhaustion. Imagine seeing all your friends being butchered and murdered, and all these lies about your family is coming out. That is murder in its own sense. And then that insult to injury, you try to kill me physically. Then she has been through a lot.
He's trying to torment her before he take her.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
He's like, I want you to feel this.
Freddie does that. Freddie does that as well. So I will give you that. I will give that grace because in Nightmare on Elm Street, when it comes to the final person, although I feel like he is actually trying to kill the final girls, not Alice. Because Alice, he needs her in the movies, but Nancy, because Nancy's not special in the first movie. She just happened to get out the dream in the first one.
Yeah, and Kristen, they introduced this whole power thing.
Yeah. So, but I think if he could kill Kristen, he would. No, because Kristen was the one who could bring people in.
He got rid of her when he needed her out. When she passed her power, Alice, take my power.
Yeah. But there are a few overrated ones and there are a lot of underrated ones. And I just would like to say I don't hate Sidney Prescott. I just want to shine light on the ones who need some flowers. They need some recognition because they're not in as many movies. They're not given as much accolades is the major ones.
And there's a
That's
reason
my
for
thing.
that.
Yeah.
But I totally understand that. And someone has to
What's the
look for
reason?
underdogs completely. And
What's the reason for that?
Boring. Uninterested.
Sydney Prescott is interesting. Okay.
She's super interesting. She's more interesting. Oh, okay. AJ, it has been absolutely amazing having you on.
It's been awesome.
Episode, and I feel like you're going to be returning back to us. We're going to do the Poltergeist thing.
I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna let y'all know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. Excuse Michael and his Sydney slander. Let them know where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Hey, just again, thank y'all for inviting me on. It's been a good time. Definitely have to come back and make sure that Chrissy can come on with me too, because it'll be a great time. But In Love with Horror, like you can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, IG. We own pretty much everything. It's just at In Love with Horror.
Oh, you okay? This is me. You can find me on X. I do this every time, every time. X and Instagram. My handle is at ThackerayBanks86, and you can find my podcast along with Bobby, People Under the Scares podcast, everywhere you listen to podcasts.
And you can find me here on Scream Kings and doing features and collabs on
and making up bullshit. Yes,
on other people's records. I'm sorry, what was that?
Make it up all this bullshit. Make your people sound great. But go ahead.
Bitter bitch. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Excuse me. Again, I'm TaMon Katie. You can find me on X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. I stream Dead by Daylight, and you can find me on Ryan C. Showers, doing introspectives and conversations around the Scream franchise, one of the best franchises with the best character that is available out in horror. And again, thank you for tuning in for Scream Kings. It's been a wonderful time. AJ, thank you again. Michael.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming on. This has been fun.
Yes, it has been. Scream you later.